Hello, everyone, and welcome to the second installment of this series. I was not planning on making this video to begin with. I thought, the first video, everything that I covered was it. But after I had made that series, I continued the research and saw that other people had already been covering it, and they actually had the full picture. And so since then, I've been able to see the full picture, and that's what I'm going to give you today. Last time, the New Age was only one slide out of my whole thing, but today, that's going to be kind of the focus of all of it, because it's really going to be the key to to the end times, is the New Age. I'd like to give a shout out to E511 Ministries. I got a lot of inspiration. I got a lot of he was the source for a lot of this, and especially the whole New Age ice cream slide that we'll get to. You'll see what I'm talking about, but that's pretty much verbatim. That's all his content, but everything else was just inspired by him. He's the one, I think, who has laid it out the most clear out of everyone that I've seen. So shout out to him. I don't stand by all of his doctrine, by the way, but his teaching on this is, I think he's spot on. So this is going to be the same format as last time. I'm just going to read off of my Facebook posts. So here we go. There's really nothing new about the New Age. In the Bible, there are several things that are mirrored from beginning to end. This lie is one of them. It has become clear to me that the New Age is going to be the big end times deception that Satan uses to unite the world. I kept underestimating the New Age, but not anymore. While it seems superficially simple, this deception runs really deep. It mostly focuses on the third point of this little meme here, which is having man believe that they are divine. I made a 6-part series of posts a week or so ago about all these different worldviews, sharing the same narrative to bring forth the false light. Well, now the bigger picture is clear. In the next week or two, I'm going to share it with you post by post. The New Age is an umbrella term for different spiritual teachings that trace back to mystery schools and secret pagan orders that teach ascension, achieving divinity, and worship the serpent as the great enlightener of mankind. Let's look at an analogy. The New Age is like ice cream. Ice cream has many different flavors, but all of the flavors are still ice cream. The same goes for the New Age. They all have the same fundamental ingredients, but each flavor of ice cream has its own specific characteristics that make it a unique flavor. Some people look at it as a spiritual smorgasbord, where you get to pick and choose what to believe and how to practice. At least that's how I was when I was involved. I was unaware of the term New Age. I just thought I was seeking spiritual enlightenment. Turns out all of this spiritual enlightenment is a deception. True spiritual enlightenment comes from salvation through Jesus Christ. Christ consciousness is a flavor of the New Age that teaches that Jesus Christ wasn't God, but was only a fully enlightened man. It teaches that we can acquire the same enlightenment with the help of Jesus' teachings. Christ consciousness is a lie to keep people from knowing the truth of who Jesus is and from what he really came down to earth to accomplish. This lie has New Agers believing they know more about the Bible than born-again Christians, and is an easy way for them to dismiss anybody trying to share the gospel truth with them. Gnosticism. Gnosticism is another flavor of the New Age, and is the one that everybody needs to understand before going forward. Gnosticism is a completely inverted version of the Bible in terms of why we're here and what we are a part of. Gnosticism teaches that humanity has been created and enslaved by an evil God, and that the serpent in the Garden of Eden, which we know as Satan, was the good guy, and that he wanted to set us free with Gnosis, which is also known as knowledge. This is incredibly important when it comes to understanding the massive end times deception that is coming. Gnosticism is the religion of the satanic elite who control the governments and world affairs from behind the scenes. They actually believe Satan is the good guy, and that is why they work for him to carry out his ungodly will. These people are deceivers and deceived themselves. Satan tempted Eve with secret knowledge, or Gnosis, in the Garden of Eden. Right now, Satan is offering the entire world secret knowledge, but in the form of conspiracy theory, also known as the red pill. I will get into this a little more in future posts. Remember, with Gnosticism, it is believed that we are living in a prison planet, and the controllers are hiding knowledge from the world in order to keep us in a suppressed slave state and keep us from realizing our divinity. Satan is now using this secret knowledge to 1. Cause a worldwide great awakening. If you've been following my posts, you already know this is actually a great deception. 2. Bring the world together in unity through the exposing of darkness, all while providing a false light. And 3. Indoctrinate the world into the New Age. This is the false light that leads to the acceptance of the Antichrist. The deep state, or cabal, the elite pedo rings, and the New World Order are all being purposely exposed. They are all becoming a part of the mainstream news and narrative. Remember, less than a year ago, talking about conspiracy theory, although true, had nobody caring, and people looking at you like you're crazy. Now, everybody and their grandmas are talking about it. Literally. Satan has been using a new tactic with these documentary-style films. The common tagline has been, "Hurry up and watch or download it before it gets taken down." Meanwhile, the film racks up tens of millions of views and downloads. This tells me a couple things. First of all, Satan is not only okay with people seeing it, but he is wanting people to see it. And secondly, people think that the film must be 100% truthful if it's being censored like this. I've said it before, these films do contain a lot of truth and do expose darkness, but it's the false light that is being provided that is the reason behind these films. They all have a New Age narrative. Conspiracy theory has taken serious roots in Gnosticism and New Age. Lastly, COVID-19 has facilitated so many agendas. I'm here to add one more to the list. They intentionally made COVID-19 easy to, quote, expose so they could lure more people into their, quote, Great Awakening New Age solution. This post might seem like a repeat of one that I made a couple weeks ago, but I really want to drive this point home. Satan is getting the whole world to come together in the name of exposing darkness so he can shine his false light and have the world buy into the New Age Gnostic narrative, and he is now using conspiracy theory to further this. Alex Jones has to be one of the biggest names in mainstream conspiracy theory land. Satan knows that people often cling to a source that helped begin some of their awakening, so he has planted Alex here to play an extremely important role during these times. Alex Jones is serious controlled opposition. Alex Jones' job is to expose evil and generate anger amongst the people against the Illuminati, Deep State, or New World Order. This is what fuels the Great Awakening. All of his messages and goals are wrapped in Gnostic New Age language. Let's look at the names of his two platforms with the Gnostic beliefs in mind. InfoWars. Gnosticism is all about the controllers suppressing knowledge from the world, right? Maybe we could call it a war on information. We are indeed in the middle of a spiritual war, but the war is not on knowledge or information. It's for your eternal soul. prisonplanet.com. This is more obvious than the last. Gnostic belief is that we have been created and trapped inside this prison planet. Simple as that. It can also be referred to as the Matrix and is portrayed perfectly in the movie The Matrix. People in the past have called me an Alex Jones wannabe, even though at the time I hadn't even heard of him. And knowing this, you can already see what other kind of damage he can do. People will make associations based off of assumptions because I may have spoken about the same topic. Just know that I do not endorse this man one bit. he is a Luciferian. I am a born-again, Bible-believing Christian. His goals are quite opposite of mine. A couple more names that fall into the same category are David Wilcock, David Icke, Deanne Hampton, Jordan Maxwell, and Alan Watts. Please read this one. I haven't been completely accurate when it comes to the New World Order. I've always spoke of it as Satan's endgame, but it turns out it is only a catalyst for Satan's real endgame. The counterfeit New World Order. It is a totalitarian, authoritarian, militant world ran by the deep state cabal. This version is what conspiracy theorists have been talking about for decades. Make no mistake, this version of the New World Order is going to be very real. That's what is going to make this deception so strong. This version of the New World Order is now a part of mainstream narrative and is purposefully being exposed to the masses, all leading to the rebellion against it and its planned collapse. The actual New World Order. As the counterfeit New World Order collapses, humanity unites and has its Gnostic New Age Great Awakening centered around the mass belief that we are all divine, or gods. This sets the stage perfectly for Satan to come in the flesh. This is the Antichrist. This will be a Luciferian version of worldwide peace, harmony, and unity. This is what the New Age refers to as the Age of Aquarius, similar to what New Age pioneer Alice Bailey described. And lastly, this is as simple and summarized as I can put it. The agenda is to convince the world that mankind is divine and set the stage for the Antichrist and Satan's endgame kingdom. The Hegelian dialectic is problem, reaction, solution. The problem is a manufactured totalitarian New World Order, a false apocalypse, if you will. The reaction is a planned collapse of the totalitarian New World Order, and the Great Awakening ignites. And the solution, the world unites and is indoctrinated into the New Age. The real Gnostic, Luciferian One World Order is born. This is Satan's endgame. Okay, in conclusion, I know the last slide kind of summed it all up, but I'm just going to go off the top here. This is what the whole purpose of the video was about, was to show that what I had initially written down as the New World Order is going to be a counterfeit New World Order. And out of that, out of the collapse of that will rise the true New World Order, Satan's endgame, one world, everything. And it's going to be built off of the lie that everyone is divine, everyone is God. You know, I mentioned this in the first slide, but it's the same lie that the serpent told Eve in the garden. The very first lie is also going to be the very last lie. Kind of interesting. Yeah, I hope all this makes sense. If it doesn't, go ahead and ask questions or tell me it doesn't make sense. I don't know. But yeah, this is it. This was a big curveball for me at first. I had, this New World Order written down as Satan's endgame. But now it does make a lot more sense to know that it is going to collapse and that was all planned, because it is going more and more mainstream, and seeing all the New Age ties to it, it's becoming pretty clear now that this is what's going on. So I hope this makes sense to you. Obama still could be the Antichrist. I see nothing but reasons for him, but it has actually opened my eyes to the possibility of it being someone else, just because, it's possible, of course. But anyways, I'm just going to ramble from here on out, so I'll just cut the video, save you guys' time. Thank you for watching. God bless, and bye-bye.